Oh my God, you're doing well. Oh my God, you're doing well. Oh my God, you're doing well. Today's video is going to be something that's gonna put you to sleep, put you right to sleep. It is. 300. 300 interesting facts, which could be kind of boring when I read them out. So, I just want you guys to get into bed, get ready for a deep sleep. Get ready to close your eyes, and get ready to pass right out to this video. This is your last resort when you can't sleep to anything else. We're gonna do some hand sounds, some visuals, a little bit of mouth sounds, and some mic triggers while I read out these random facts from my laptop. Let's jump right into today's video. Did you know your brain uses about 20% of your body's total oxygen and calories. The human stomach gets a new lining every 3 to 4 days to avoid digesting itself. Babies have around 300 bones, but adults only have 206. Human saliva contains natural painkiller called opiorphin. Fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. Fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. You produce about 1 to 1.5 liters of saliva per day. The human heart can beat outside of the body for a short time. Every tongue print is unique, just like fingerprints. The acid in your stomach can dissolve razor blades. Goosebumps evolved to make our ancestors look bigger to predators. Your bones are about 5 times stronger than steel of the same density. The average human body has enough iron to make a small nail. When you blush, the lining of your stomach also reddens. You can't tickle yourself because your brain predicts the sensation. I wasn't aware that's why you couldn't tickle yourself. Your skin replaces itself roughly every 27 days. Humans are the only animals known to blush. A sneeze can travel up to 100 miles per hour. The liver can regenerate after losing 75% of its tissue. The average person walks the equivalent of 5 times around the world in their lifetime. I probably do way more than that because I walk a lot. Your brain stops you from feeling the tickle of your own touch by filtering sensory feedback. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on Earth. One day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus. Okay, that didn't make sense to me for a second, but that kind of does. Jupiter's Great Red Spot is a storm larger than Earth. Space smells faintly of seared steak due to dying stars. Neutron stars can spin 600 times per second. The sun accounts for 99.8% of the mass in our solar system. There's a planet made entirely of diamonds, 55 Cancri E. Astronauts can grow up to 2 inches taller in space due to spinal decompression. The footprints on the moon will last for millions of years because there's no wind or rain. Saturn can float in water. water, but it's less dense than H2O. Octopuses have 3 hearts and blue blood. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. Dolphins have names for each other. Cows have best friends and get stressed when separated. Sea otters hold hands when they sleep to avoid drifting apart. Elephants can recognize themselves in the mirror. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins can. Frogs can freeze solid in water, then thaw in spring unharmed. Frogs can freeze solid in winter, then thaw in spring unharmed. Parrots name their chicks with unique calls. Honey never spoils. Archaeologists have found edible honey in ancient Egyptian tombs. Penguins propose with pebbles. A snail can sleep for 3 years. Kangaroos can't walk backwards. Crocodiles can't stick their tongues out. Male seahorses give birth, not females. Cats have fewer toes on their back paws, 4, than front paws, 5. Some turtles can breathe through their butts. A group of crows is called a murder. Wombat poop is cube-shaped. Sharks existed before trees did. Cleopatra lived closer in time to the moon landing than to the building of the Great Pyramid. Oxford University is older than the Aztec Empire. The Eiffel Tower grows about 6 inches. Sorry, that's my cat playing with his water bowl. The Eiffel Tower grows about 6 inches taller in summer. In ancient Egypt, servants were sometimes covered in honey to attract flies away from the pharaoh. The shortest war in history lasted 38 minutes. It's the Anglo-Zanzibar War of 1896. Ketchup was once sold as medicine. That's weird, I don't know why that would be. The first alarm clock could only ring at 4 a.m. Napoleon was once attacked by a horde of bunnies during a hunt. Vikings never wore horned helmets. Sorry about my cat. In medieval times, animals were put on trial for crimes. That's so funny. That's harsh though. Animals were put on trial for crimes in medieval times. That's crazy. Smiling can trick your brain into feeling happier. People are more honest when they're tired. It's called the honesty effect. You can't dream of faces you've never seen. You can't dream of faces you've never seen. That's actually really interesting. I thought that maybe you could, but humans are wired to remember negative events more strongly than positive ones. Nostalgia can actually reduce physical pain. Listening to your favorite music releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical. Laughter increases blood flow by 20%. Chewing gum improves focus and memory. People blink less when they're focused on something interesting. You're more likely to be creative when you're slightly tired. The first computer virus was created in 1983. The first email was sent by Ray Tomlinson in 1971. The @ symbol was chosen for email because it meant at in accounting, I don't know. The first alarm clock that could be set to any time was invented in 1787. The first camera exposure took 8 hours. Bluetooth is named after 10th century Viking king. NASA's internet speed is over 91 gigabytes per second. The first 3D printer was made in 1983. There's a robot on Mars named Curiosity that sings itself happy birthday each year. The original Nintendo company started as a playing card manufacturer. Bananas are berries, but strawberries aren't. Bamboo can grow up to 3 stars in the Milky Way. Lightning strikes Earth about 8 million times per day. That's crazy. Lightning strikes Earth about 8 million times per day. Some metals, like gallium, melt in your hand. The Amazon rainforest produces 20% of the world's oxygen. The Sahara Desert was once a lush green area. Coral reefs support 25% of all marine life. A single teaspoon of soil contains more living organisms than people on Earth. The inventor of the Pringles can is buried in one. The inventor of the Pringles can is buried in one. There's a species of jellyfish that can live forever, biologically immortal. The dot of an I or a J is called a title or tittle. In Japan, letting a sumo wrestler make your baby cry is considered good luck. In Japan, letting a sumo wrestler make your baby cry is considered good luck. The longest hiccup lasted 68 years. That's crazy. That would suck. A day on Earth used to be only 18 hours long 1.4 billion years ago. A cloud can weigh more than 1 million pounds. The first oranges weren't orange, they were green. The first oranges weren't orange, they were green. The hashtag symbol is technically called an octothorpe. There's a museum in Sweden dedicated entirely to failed products. The human nose can detect over 1 trillion different scents. You can't hum while holding your nose closed. Human teeth are as strong as shark's teeth in composition. Bananas share about 60% of their DNA with humans. That is crazy. I remember reading that fact before. Bananas share about 60% of their DNA with humans. The brain has no pain receptors. It can't feel pain itself. Your body has about 37 million trillion cells. You lose about 50 to 100 hairs every day naturally. Water can boil and freeze at the same time. It's called the triple point. Earth's inner core is as hot as the surface of the sun. Excuse me. There's enough DNA in your body to stretch from the sun to Pluto and back 17 times. Human bones are constantly being broken down and rebuilt. A teaspoon of a neutron star would weigh about 1 billion tons. Venus rotates in the opposite direction of most planets. There's a volcano on Mars 3 times taller than Mount Everest. Space is completely silent. Sound can't travel in a vacuum. The speed of light is about 300,000 kilometers per second. Water expands when it freezes. That's why ice floats. Every snowflake has a unique pattern. Every snowflake has a unique pattern. Some metals, like cesium, explode when they touch water. There are more bacteria in your mouth than people on Earth. Cows produce more milk when listening to calm music. Some frogs can change gender when needed. Bats always turn left when exiting a cave. A shrimp's heart is in its head. Butterflies taste with their feet. A group of porcupines is called a prickle. A blue whale's tongue weighs as much as an elephant. A newborn kangaroo is about the size of a jelly bean. A newborn kangaroo is about the size of a jelly bean. Polar bears have black skin under their white fur. Koalas have fingerprints almost identical to humans. That's pretty crazy. A crocodile can go months without eating. Owls can rotate their heads 270 degrees. Reindeer eyes turn blue in winter to help them see in low light. Starfish have no brain and blue blood, just like octopus, I guess, have no blood. Starfish have no brain and no blood. Giraffes have the same number of neck vertebrae as humans, 7 77777. Ants don't sleep. A group of frogs is called an army. Male emperor penguins incubate eggs on their feet for 2 months without eating. A cheetah can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds. Jellyfish have existed for over 500 million years. The first ever Olympic Games were held in 776 BC. The Great Wall of China is over 13,000 miles long. The Mona Lisa has no eyebrows. They were removed during restoration. The world's first university was founded in Morocco in 859 AD. Ancient Romans used urines as mouthwash for the ammonia. In the Middle Ages, toilet paper was moss or wool. Abraham Lincoln was a licensed bartender. The shortest reign in history was 20 minutes. Louis II of Portugal. The first car accident occurred in 1891. The Titanic was actually warned 6 times about icebergs. The first Olympic medal was made of silver, not gold. In ancient Egypt, cats were so revered that killing one was punishable by death. The first known contraceptive with crocodile tongue used by Egyptians. The Leaning Tower of Pisa took nearly 200 years to build. The Eiffel Tower was meant to be temporary. The guillotine was the last used in France the same year Star Wars came out in 1977. Thomas Edison was afraid of the dark. The first computer bug was an actual moth. In medieval times, dentists also performed barbering. Paper money originated in China over 1,000 years ago. People are more likely to help others when they're in a good mood. You can't remember being born because your brain wasn't developed enough. People who talk to themselves are often more intelligent and organized. That means I'm more intelligent and organized. It takes about 21 days to form a new habit, on average. Memories aren't stored in one place in your brain. They're distributed. Memories aren't stored in one place in your brain. They're distributed. Smells are the strongest triggers for memory recall. When you remember something, you're actually recalling the last time you remembered it. The recency effect makes us remember the last thing we heard better. Being in love releases the same chemicals as taking cocaine. People blink less when they're lying. Laughter is contagious because of mirror neurons. Humans have a negativity bias. We focus more on bad than good. The color blue can suppress appetite. Writing things down helps your brain remember them better. People remember emotionally charged events more vividly. Complaining rewires your brain to focus on negativity. Smiling, even when fake, can boost your mood. People tend to believe confident speakers more than factual ones. Music with lyrics can distract you from complex tasks. We tend to conform to group behavior even when we know it's wrong. The first cell phone call was made in 1973. Google was originally named Backrub. The world's first website is still online. Email existed before the World Wide Web. The first 1 gigabyte hard drive weighed 500 pounds. There are over 4.7 billion internet users worldwide. The first YouTube video was uploaded in 2005. The QWERTY keyboard was designed to slow typists down. More people own a mobile phone than a toothbrush. That's crazy. That's whack, man. Brush your teeth, people. There's more computing power in your smartphone than an Apollo 11 spacecraft. Mount Everest grows about 4 millimeters taller each year. The Amazon River once flowed in the opposite direction. There's a lake in Australia that's bright pink, Lake Hillier. Iceland has no mosquitoes. Lucky, 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 lucky. Antarctica is the driest, windiest, and coldest continent. Canada has more lakes than every other country combined. Hawaii moves 7.1 centimeters closer to Alaska every year, every year, every year. Lightning can strike the same place twice, and often does. The world's largest desert isn't the Sahara, it's Antarctica. 90% of the Earth's population lives in the northern hemisphere. Your heartbeat syncs with the rhythm of the music you listen to. Humans shed about 40 pounds of skin in their lifetime. That's kind of gross. The average person will spend 6 months of their life waiting for red lights. That's crazy. Blondes have more hair strands than brunettes or redheads. The average person has about 2 to 5 million sweat glands. Earwax is technically a kind of sweat. You burn more calories sleeping than watching TV. The human eye can distinguish about 10 million different colors. Blood makes up about 8% of your body weight. Your liver performs over 500 different functions. It's impossible to tickle yourself because your brain predicts the sensation. The average sneeze produces around 100,000 droplets. Humans are the only animals that cry emotional tears. The human body has enough fat to make 7 bars of soap. Your small intestine is about 22 feet long. People with blue eyes share a common ancestor. I got blue eyes. Your brain generates through electricity to power a small light bulb. Your taste buds live for about 10 days. The average person blinks around 15 to 20 times per minute. Fingernails grow faster in warm weather. Cows have 360-degree vision. A shrimp's heart is located in its head. Some fish can change gender. Hippos sweat a natural pink sunscreen. Hummingbirds can fly backwards. Horses can't vomit. Gorillas can catch colds. Human colds. Gorillas can catch human colds. A newborn panda is smaller than a mouse. That's pretty cool. Butterflies can see ultraviolet light. Oysters can change sex multiple times. Rats and mice laugh when tickled. Oh, that's cute. Sharks have been around longer than dinosaurs. A group of owls is called a parliament. There are more chickens than humans on Earth. Turtles can live for over 150 years. Cats can make over 100 different sounds. Bees can recognize human faces. That's pretty crazy. So a bee can hold a grudge against you. I know who you are. Parrots can live up to 80 years. Elephants can hear with their feet by detecting vibrations. A slug has 4 noses. The human brain can store the equivalent of about 2.5 million gigabytes of information. You're more creative when you're slightly sleepy. Daydreaming actually improves problem-solving skills. People who curse more often tend to be more honest. 80% of your internal dialogue is repetitive from the previous day. That is crazy, I didn't know that. Music can change your heartbeat, mood, and hormone levels. People process images 60,000 times faster than text. Your subconscious controls about 95% of your behavior. People are more persuasive when they touch others lightly on the shoulder. Fear can make time seems to slow down. Humans tend to overestimate how much others notice them. It's the spotlight effect. Your brain can't tell the difference between real and imagined events. Most people's favorite word is their own name. Smiling releases endorphins and serotonin, boosting mood immediately. People who talk to themselves often perform tasks more efficiently. The more decisions you make, the worse each one gets. Decision fatigue. Compliments activate the same brain regions as receiving cash. The average person has 60,000 thoughts per day. When you learn something new, your brain physically changes. will remember the first and last items on a list best, the serial position effect. The world's oldest known "your mom" joke is over 3,500 years old. The first known recipe is for beer from ancient Mesopotamia. The first person convicted of speeding was going 8 miles per hour. The first product with a barcode was Wrigley's gum. The first sandwich comes from the Earl of Sandwich, who ate while gambling. The Great Fire of London destroyed 80% of the city, but killed fewer than 10 people. The first photograph of a person was taken in 1838. The Aztec used chocolate as currency. The first vending machine was invented by Hero of Alexander over 2,000 years ago. Ancient Roman used spider webs to heal wounds. The shortest commercial flight in the world lasted just 57 seconds. The first subway system was built in London in 1863. In ancient China, paper money was once called flying cash. The world's first newspaper was printed in Germany in 1605. The oldest written language is still in use in Chinese. The oldest written language still in use is Chinese. Julius Caesar was once kidnapped by pirates, and he demanded they raise his ransom. Iceland was the last place in Europe to get television in 1966. The first Olympics with women competitors was in 1900. The longest reign of monarch was Louis the 14th, 72 years. The world's oldest pair of pants is over 3,000 years old. Apples float because they are 25% air. Ketchup was once used as medicine in the 1800s. Almonds are seeds, not nuts. Carrots were originally purple, not orange. Honey is the only food that never spoils. Peanuts aren't nuts, they're legumes. The world's most expensive pizza cost over $12,000. Coca-Cola was originally green. Potatoes were the first vegetable grown in space. Strawberry isn't technically a banana, but isn't technically a berry, but a banana is. Avocados are poisonous to many animals. Worcestershire sauce contains fermented anchovies. The average person eats about 35 tons of food in their lifetime. White chocolate isn't technically chocolate. Cotton candy was invented by a dentist. Popcorn was invented over 5,000 years ago. The first microwave oven was made using radar technology. Pineapples take up to 2 years to grow. Hot water freezes faster than cold is called the Mamba effect. The first food eaten in space was applesauce. Hope you guys found that interesting. Or I hope you guys fell asleep. To that video. It was about half an hour of just me reading facts. Hope you guys felt relaxed and got some rest, and hope you guys are just doing amazing. Hope you're doing amazing. And I'll see you guys in the next video. If you did enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Drop a comment. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you guys lots.